Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. It's Mariah, and today we're going to be learning how to get this hair color safely into your hair, or if you have any other fashion colors that you want to get rid of, or like any high red pigments or blue pigments that you're just like, this needs to go, I'm sick of it. So today we're going to learn about that, and I'll teach you all the tricks on how I do it. And my hair is still pretty silky smooth. I do have to trim it though because I didn't trim it yet. It's usually just like the normal trimming routines that I have, so every couple of months or every 2 months I will trim my ends just to kind of keep maintenance on it. And I think this formula has worked a lot for me. I don't really see it up on YouTube as much. Mainly the difference that I see is people using just straight up baking soda and Dawn soap, which is extremely drying on your hair. I do use some of that formulation in this video, but you will have to use some conditioning agents which will help your hair stay smooth and stay conditioned. So with that, without further ado, let's begin, and I'll show you how to do that without wrecking your hair and destroying the clip out of it. So let's get right to it. Likewise with these colors, you do have to keep in mind that not all of the time are you going to get that color out. This is just a precautionary gentle remover. You can bump up the volume in developers and make it a high risk of frying your hair, which I don't want to have people do. So this is just using mostly 10 volume developer, and you can use a little bit of 20, but I would not advise going any further than that. Otherwise you're just going to deposit that color in your hair follicle and it's just going to go deeper and deeper. 30 and 40 volume, yes, you can get some of that pigment out, but there's going to be an underlying pigment if you don't wash it out all the way, and some of that pigment can be staying in the hair until a later time. So just make sure to really do your research. Go to a professional if you can. I know this can be super drying on your hair, but a lot of people don't understand that when a color is in your hair, it can stain for a very long time and not appear later on until you reactivated the chemical. So some are very oxidative, some are not, but like I said, just do your research. Try to look up stuff before you actually dive into it. And always do a strand test. Like I said, do a strand test. It will save your life. Don't just plop the chemicals all on your hair. See what it actually does, and just do a strand of it first, see what it looks like, then you can go back. I hate seeing people ruin their hair over not doing the directions right or anything like that. Just be very cautious and treat your hair like a baby. It's fragile. It's very emotional. You have to take care of it, even though it's kind of dead. But anyways, no one got that humor. If you did, comment below if you did. But I'm gonna get going so you guys can see the rest of the video. I'll see you then. Seriously look like an alien. I don't know if you guys are gonna hear me because of the fan, but I want to tell you guys that if you have the olive oil in your hair overnight, this will work so much better for you. And honestly, my hair is not even that damaged because like on the bottom, I left it open. I left it pretty much alone. I just had conditioner on it, and whatever lightened was pretty much left over bleach residue from like my gloves or from the rest of my hair here. Now the reason why I didn't do the ends is because I wanted to make sure that the quality was still there and I didn't have to cut off as much. I'm still gonna have to trim just a little bit because I haven't cut my hair in a while, but I do recommend putting some of this in your hair overnight before you actually do the whole process, because on the bottom you can tell, of course, some pieces lighten up where that purple was because that's easier to get out. It would have been a lot easier if I had a green dye or a blue dye in my soap cap solution. It would have toned it at the same time. But for now, what I'm going to do is, before we go on to the next process, I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil in my hair, let it soak in for a good hour or two, maybe watch some Beastars, awesome anime by the way. And after that is all done, eat something, and then once that olive oil has set in for a good 1 to 2 hours, I'm going to do a 20 volume developer, mix it with 10, because if I do full strength 20 volume, it's probably going to be processing way too fast for me to apply everything. So I'm using the 10 as a little buffer to kind of slow it down and let me go at my own pace, because I am a little bit slower when I do apply, but you have to work fast with bleach. It's just normal. My hair is about a level 5, 6 in between there, so I can go just use a 10 or just use a 20. But if I just use a 10, it's just going to be a bronze gold, like right in this area. So I'm going to do the half and half ratio, 20 and 10, just to kind of slow it down a little bit. It's still going to go fast because of the 20, but just make sure you mix it really well. And then I'm going to make a second blow once the roots are done. I'm going to go back through and just kind of find pieces that are a little bit on the orangier side. I'm going to leave alone the blonde pieces until the very end. That's when I'm going to just soak everything through, and then once everything is soaked in, I know it sounds like a lot, but that is when I will just do about, after 30 minutes of processing is when I'll apply that leftover stuff to the ends, because these are going to go fast and I don't want them to go fast. I want to kind of slow down and process very slow. So once I get all that done, I'll come back to you guys. I'm just going to apply this all over my head. This is expensive stuff, like you want to make sure you use this in sparing use. So for this first bowl, I'm going to be having the 20 volume with 10. So day 2 on the hair color transition. So far I've pretty much got all of this to where I want it to be at, and it's okay if there's a little bit of peach tones in there because I'm still going to be using the pink. Now the problem with pink is that there's different variables of pink. I mean, it's literally a combobulated mess when you get to pink, because I see this all the time and I'm guilty of it too because I'm in the process of doing it right now. I should have done at least a little bit of green or blue hair coloring inside that formulation for the baking soda and the powdered bleach enlightener concoction. The only reason for that is to cancel out or neutralize some of the red and orange tones in my hair, and I think that would have been a little bit better because then I would have got some of this blonde like I did at the top. But in all honesty, you know, we're gonna be going pink. That's a little bit darker, and I want to say it's kind of magenta. I was thinking about doing cotton candy here, but I already have a wig which is back there, and you've seen it thousands of times in my videos where I will, you know, put that on, and if I want cotton candy pink, I'll just wear that. But I wanted to change up the red, and I kind of like how light it is. I mean, it's kind of fun, kind of funky, but it is a little bit dry. I will say that because the formulations, you are using bleach, you are using baking soda, and you're using Dawn soap. So yeah, that's gonna be super drying on your hair. And I highly recommend putting olive oil on your hair beforehand and after, but since I'm gonna be doing coloring next, I don't want to have any conditioner on my hair so the color can get soaked up into the fibers and actually stay there for a long period of time. Most people want to put conditioner in after you're done showering. Don't do that because it's just going to make the color not stick to your hair. It's kind of like, you know, your hair is a sponge, and if you want it to be soaking up with a bunch of water, you need it dry first. So that's what we're gonna do. So my hair is feeling feels pretty good, honestly, but I could tell that I'm like, okay, it feels like a dry sponge. We need to get some hydration on this. But I will have to do some trimming. It's not that bad, honestly. All I have to do is just trim maybe about 1 inch, which is not bad at all. But I wanted to talk about some of the colors that I'm going to be using. I've used a little bit of this before in the past, and I do realize that you need a developer with it, but I'm going to kind of break the rules. If you do want it true to the color that it shows, you will need a 5-volume developer. If you go any lighter, 10, 20, it's going to lift a little bit, and it's going to, you know, make your hair not as dark pink as it shows. Now noted, I did a test swatch on some platinum blonde extension pieces that I can't pick up in the light because it's making it look ash tone. It's fairly light. Like on camera it looks dark, but it's super light. Like honestly, I was a little bit nervous getting this color, but I think I can make something work. For the top part, all of this darker stuff was done with the Pravana Magenta. So I'm probably going to mix these two just a smidge, just so it's a little bit darker, and we're not getting orange under hues. I mean, we're still going to have orange no matter what, but that was my fault. Did not put blue or green hair dye in the mix, so that was totally me. So I'm going to be making 2 formulas. The first one is going to be mostly about 75% of the magenta and then a quarter size of the leftover FramColor with that weird concoction that I'm going to be showing you on how I'm making that. But don't bend the rules, guys, if you don't know what you're doing. People that haven't done cosmetology or haven't done as much research, it sucks trying to get formulation sometimes, and it sucks trying to get red or pink out of your hair. Alright, sorry if you can hear the music downstairs. The neighbors are bumping their music. Hope I don't get copyright for that. But hope all of you guys have an awesome afternoon, evening, morning, wherever you are. Stay safe, stay healthy, and definitely be sure to subscribe. It means a lot to me, especially in this day and age with everybody being quarantined in their homes. So try to have fun, and if you can go outside, like if you are able to, try to be mindful of others and also get as much exercise as you can, get some vitamin C, boost your immune system. If not, if you're at home, do some weights, do some yoga, have fun, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any comments, leave them below, and I'll catch you then. Until next time, bye!
There's not a single day that passes